I love this topic, and I know Sam Flannel's oozing to get to this topic as well. He's oozing. We all know Aidan Hutchinson's a franchise defensive end. We know, you look at guys in the league that go from their rookie year to sophomore year, and there's been a hell of a jump for a lot of defensive ends. Now, J.J. Watt would be like the exception. I mean, his jump was inhuman.
We'll never see that again.
Yeah, that's
At
unreal.
least not anytime soon.
But speaking of J.J. Watt, Aidan Hutchinson spent some time with J.J. Watt, picking his brain a little bit. And we know guys like Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, right? Guys that have taken that jump from year one to year two. My question for everybody today, Porche's record, 15 sacks in a season. That's Lions franchise record right there. And this tweet was put out, NFL rumors. Several scouts think the Detroit Lions, Aidan Hutchinson could have a breakout season with 15 to 20 sacks. Wow. Hutchinson has been spending more time with J.J. Watt this offseason, picking his brain. Now, the question I have, and I'll start with Sam Flannel on this one. I think Aidan Hutchinson will break Porche's record. Now, the question, though, is it this season? Ooh. Sam Flannel, I go to you.
All right. Well, let me just.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
He's drinking.
Look what just manifested in front of me. Look what just manifested in front of me.
Kool-Aid.
Look what just manifested in front of me. I don't know where it came from. If it just magically appeared out of the ether after seeing Aidan Hutchinson reports 15, 20 sacks. Let me just.
Is that scissor?
Lions fans.
He's going. Oh my God. Sam Flannel.
Flannel's drunk now. Blueberry vodka. That's Jim Leahy vodka.
All right. Who am I to limit the ceiling of this man? Because here's the thing. What did I say yesterday? I think I love Aidan Hutchinson even more than his own mother does. And what I have said repeatedly is that I think Aidan Hutchinson gets 13.5 this next year. But you know what? Fuck it. He's getting 15. He's getting 15. He is 100% getting 15 sacks this season. He is going to, at the very least, tie the franchise record set by Robert Porche. Actually, no disrespect to Robert Porche, but the fact that he has the most sacks of any Lion ever. He has 95.5 for his career, but for his career, he had 5 double-digit sack seasons, but he only made 3 Pro Bowls and no All-Pros. So really? I think Aidan Hutchinson will actually, or no first-team All-Pros at least. I think Aidan Hutchinson will eventually have a better career than Robert Porche. I think Robert Porche is his absolute floor, and I think absolutely Aidan Hutchinson gets 15 this year. I mean, what's the big leap between 13.5 and 15? So I'm going to give him 15. And again, I made a list on why it is extremely possible. So I think Aidan Hutchinson will eventually win Defensive Player of the Year. I think it'll happen within the next 3 to 5 years. And when you look at previous Defensive Players of the Year, you look at Nick Bosa. His rookie season, he had 9. His second year playing, he had 15.5. That's a 6.5 sack jump. You look at TJ Watt, 7 his rookie year, 13 his second year, a 6 sack leap. You even look at, and I'm mentioning previous Defensive Players of the Year, you look at Aaron Donald, who is he plays a different position, obviously, but I think we would all agree that sacks are a big part of his impact. He went from 9 in his first year to 11 his second year. What about Khalil Mack? Listen to this jump.
Oh, geez.
4 his rookie year, 15 his second year, and 11 sack leap. And then, of course, the godfather of second-year glow-ups, of course, J.J. Watt, 5.5 to 20.5. So that's obviously godlike. We will never see that again until I'm kidding. Aidan Hutchinson, though, he had 9.5 last year, so it would take a 5.5 sack leap for him to get there, and I think he absolutely could, because I think everything that I've been hearing coming out of Allen Park is he's bigger, he looks more athletic, he's maintained that size, gotten bigger, but maintained that athleticism. He's got better technique, he's more comfortable in the system, and I think that will lead to more consistency because he had some growing pains his rookie year. That cannot be denied. Aidan Hutchinson, believe it or not, had 10 games last season in which he did not record a single sack. And I think this year, that is going to be cut in half. He will be much more consistent, but he will also have a game or two where he pops off for 3, kind of like he did against Washington in the second game of his career. And you look at what Aidan Hutchinson is going to have around him to maybe keep him from being double teamed as much. Listen to this. These are kind of the guys who were expected to be bookend pass rushers last year. James Houston only played in 7 games. Obviously, they probably should have played him sooner, but he only played in 7 games. Romeo Okwara only played in 5. Julian Okwara only played in 10. Charles Harris only played in 6. And John Kaminsky only played in 14. and all of those guys are actually back this year.
Right.
And then you look at the I'm hoping that they are all at least more healthy, especially James Houston. He's going to be there from day one, probably being the edge rusher too. And then you even look at the interior of the defensive line. You drafted Broderick Martin, who I think will help. I think Aleem McNeil will take a leap. I think that Levi Onwuzurike, although I'm not expecting much, will give you something. And they re-signed Isaiah Buggs, and not to be outdone. How about that secondary that is going to be able to keep receivers covered for just a little bit longer so that Aidan Hutchinson can get home? If you remember, need I remind you that last year Aidan Hutchinson was recording sacks with Mike Hughes back there, Jeff Okudah, Juju Hughes, Will Harris, Ermanni Oruwariye back there. All of those guys took turns starting games for the Detroit Lions, and Aidan Hutchinson was still able to rack up 9.5 sacks. So for all of that, and also another thing that I think is more important than people think, the Detroit Lions are going to play with a lot more leads this season. I think we will all agree with that. So you know what that means? Teams are going to have to throw the ball to come back. And that means that Aidan Hutchinson can just focus on pinning his ears back and killing the opposing team's quarterback.
Yes.
So yes, I have not been willing to take this leap until now, but I am calling it this year. Aidan Hutchinson, 15 sacks. And you know what? I'll even go even further. If he gets 15 sacks in a season, he will be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year in his second year. If you get 15 sacks, you're a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. That's just factual, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're not. You're in the I mean, if you're getting 15 plus sacks, say you're going to be in consideration, especially if the Lions are winning. I'm not going to doubt that. Now, I'm glad Sam went first.
I'm proud of you, Sam. I'm proud of you.
Sam drank
the Kool-Aid.
Drank the blue Kool-Aid. He spoke from the heart. And I do believe Aidan will break the record. Now, will he break the record this upcoming season? I think there's a chance. I mean, he had 9.5 this year, you laid it out perfectly, Sam. There's not really much to add. That secondary he had, the help he had on the defensive line. I mean, this year he's got more help, and he's got a better secondary. So, and he's a year older. He has a year longer in the NFL. Things are going to slow down a little bit. And, as being double teamed as much as he was last year, good luck doing it. Good luck doing it. Imagine a situation where Broderick Martin works out and he's playing, and
that's a big boy now.
That man is going to demand a double team. All right, he just will. Especially if they have Houston getting loose, there's more attention. Aidan's going to be able to thrive, I think, in getting 5.5 more sacks.
Yeah, it's not. That's not an insurmountable leap, especially when I told you that he had 10 games in which he had 0.
Right.
He had some growing pains. That's not to be denied. But even during the period where he wasn't playing that well overall, he had a 3-sack game against Washington, and then at the end of the year, when the whole defense was playing better, when he had some of those pieces back, like James Houston, like Romeo Okwara for some games, like Julian Okwara, and even John Kaminsky, and another guy that I didn't even mention, Josh Pascal was another one. He only played 10 games last year, and hopefully he is back healthy and ready to go. So that's my point. As the season went along, he was much, much better, and I think he will have more consistency and more familiarity.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And again, you take into consideration, too, Romeo Okwara had 10 sacks a couple years ago, and he's already up there on the record book. He's 5 sacks away from Porsche. So think about it. That was 16 games.
Yeah.
16 games, everybody.
Factor.
This is what now the season's longer. By 1 game, stats are going to get misconstrued. And I think Broder he's been talking to me about this for a while now with 17 games and how he can mess with different statistics. I do think Aidan, you talk about 15 sacks in 17 games, and we're not counting it. If you want to go a sack a game, fine, but you're not mentioning what if he gets 2 in a game.
Yeah.
Hell, he had 3 in a game last year. I think the ceiling, for Aidan Hutchinson, he could definitely get 15 sacks. I don't know if it'll happen this year. Because even a guy like Joey Bosa, his rookie year had 10.5. The next year had 12.5. He still got better. Obviously, his rookie year, and Joey didn't even play his entire rookie year. But I think if Aidan gets 13, we'll still be happy.
Sure.
He's going to break that record, though, Sam. You're absolutely correct. What about you, Lucas? What do you think for Aidan Hutchinson?
Jeff, me and you are in the same boat, pal. I think Aidan Hutchinson, no doubt, he's going to get that one year, probably even possibility of next year, absolutely. But I think it's going to be the following year that he gets it. I think he's going to have 13, 14, but could easily be wrong. I think just to the point that Flannel is almost bringing up, all these guys are coming back, and I think they are going to have some production, and if they're producing, it's not like Aidan Hutchinson's going to be a non-factor, but I think John Kaminsky had 4 sacks last year, 4.5 sacks. You get 5, 6 this year. Same thing, James Houston. We all expect him to have more sacks, so that's going to take away from Hutchinson.
Right.
So I think Hutchinson's going to be, without a doubt, the best defensive player for the Lions this year.
Yes.
I just don't know if he'll add up to 15 in 2023.
No, that's fair. I mentioned more with the players coming back that it will actually help them because they won't be able to just key in on Hutch every single play because they're going to have a better and more talented edge rushers and defensive line. But that could lead to it too. Aidan Hutchinson could take a huge leap as a player even after having a great rookie year, and the sacks might not reflect everything. But I think they will. I personally think he'll get 15, but maybe he won't.
Well, we're not bad.